That's me. Sorry. That's you.
If you guys will just pass the mic back.
Yeah.
All right. We are joined here by West Virginia coach Dan Stratford, along with players Otto, Ollikainen, and Ryan Baer. We'll open the floor after a brief opening statement here from Coach.
Couldn't be more proud of the team. The effort we showed to come here for our first Final Four and take it to a very good Clemson side. But for me, from a possession perspective, in terms of the dominance territorially, my biased opinion, my feeling right now is that we were the better team and deserve much, much more. So the one thing that we will be able to do is hold our heads really, really high and be very, very proud of the effort, the quality of performance on the first time that this group has been at this stage. That's probably what makes it even harder and more bittersweet, is because I thought we deserved much more out of the game.
We'll open for questions for the players first, and if you do have a question, please say your name and publication first before you ask, and we'll get the mic for you. Questions?
Andrew McDevitt, NCAA Digital. Otto, just to be a part of history, I know it hurts, but just can you touch on what it feels like to be a part of the first West Virginia team to make it here to a College Cup?
Yeah, I love this team. I love the players, coaches, everyone who is working with us. I love this program, and it hurts. I think we deserve more today, and well, this is college. After every season, people leave. It's just a cold fact, and I think that's one of the things that hurts the most today. That I know some of the guys are leaving.
Manny Maradiaga for U92. For both of you, it wasn't really the goal, allowing the goal, but where it came right before the half ender. Did you think that made the most difference in the game? For any of you? Yeah, it's just allowing the goal. It wasn't really the problem. It seemed just allowing it right before the first half ended. Do you think that was the biggest issue and kind of threw everything off?
I'll check this.
It was a difference in the game after all. I think that we maybe could have kept it a couple times, but that's not really what did it. We had some great chances. I feel like we should have won the game.
Luke Blaine, Daily Athenaeum. Ryan, this is your fourth year here. Your freshman year was Coach Stratford's first year as head coach. What have you seen him? What about him as a coach helps put this team together and helps build them into a team that makes it to the Final Four for the College Cup?
He does everything. He puts a belief in us as players. He makes our roles very clear as players, and from a management perspective, he's great. I feel so blessed that I've had 4 years with you. I can't tell you what you've done for me in these 4 years. He's unbelievable. That's all I gotta say.
Ryan Decker, Golden Blue Nation, for both of you guys, the fan support who came down here, and also the emotions there after the game. What does that mean to you guys in this last game of the year?
It means a lot. We have one of the best fans in the nation, and that we got hundreds of fans all the way here in Louisville. It's massive, and it just tells us about the soccer culture that is building in our school, and we want to continue this legacy and just make it bigger and bigger after every year.
Greg Carey, West Virginia Metro. Greg Carey, West Virginia Metro News. For both you guys, what was it like playing without Luke in the game? What kind of effect did you think that had?
Obviously Luke is a big time player for us, but I feel like the guys that came in really stepped up. I know Call started the game. I feel like he played well. He got on the ball a bunch. But yeah, a player like Luke is obviously gonna hurt. He brings so much energy, and And yeah, I mean, he's an unbelievable player, and I wish we would have had him.
Kevin Kinder, Blue and Gold News. Guys, you possessed the ball, like you mentioned, so much in the second half, had what looked like a lot of good scoring chances. Does frustration build a little bit as those either get turned away or just so close to going in but don't? And if not, how were you able to maintain that all the way through the second half?
I feel like we dealt with it pretty well, honestly. I mean, we had chances all the way up to the end of the game. Obviously, it's frustrating, but this is a Final Four. We're not going to let our heads fall down when we miss a chance. We're just going to try to get the next one. And unfortunately, it didn't come today, but on a different day, I think we could stick 3 or 4 past them.
Any other questions for the players? All right, thank you guys. Congratulations on a great season. You guys can step down and we'll let Coach take some questions here. Questions for Coach?
Michael Griffith with the Dominion Post Morgantown. What do you think this historic year really does for the future? Obviously, you bring a good bulk of the talent back from this year. What do you think it does, obviously, for the players, the program, but like Otto alluded to, the city of Morgantown, the town, all that? You said you guys were undefeated at home last year. That was a big goal for you. How do you think this helps you moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, in order to have the sustained success, and again, I was honest enough to say we're an aspiring Clemson, right? We would love to have had 10 Final Fours and 3 national championships, and the intent is to be in the top 10 and stay there and thereabouts every single year and give ourselves the potential and the opportunity to win a national championship at some point or another. So, I hope with the quality of what we showed throughout the season and then even today, honestly, I just don't imagine I'm going to watch this game back and think that we didn't deserve, at the very least, to go to overtime, if not to win the game. Felt as though we shaded it. So there's a part of that I want to get to work right now. I want to right the wrongs of today, this time next season. And I hope that fire burns in the players that we have that return. The players that obviously aren't graduating, that are still with the program, that have had this experience now, and that we continue to reinforce what has been a quality culture this season, and that the new additions obviously can help us and continue to help grow the program, so that we don't have a season like 2022 where we don't make a tournament and instead we're here again this time next year.
Coach, you mentioned righting the wrongs, as it were. Was there really anything different you could have done, or is that just sometimes the way the game is played out? I mean, you obviously had some good shots, had some good chances in the second half.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's two real clear chances, or very good chances. I shouldn't say clear. None of them are clear. Sergio has a good chance. Marcus has a good chance. The luxury of having a video board allows us to see replays as well. And unfortunately, I think the ref has missed a key moment where Jake Ross is brought down and gets to the ball comfortably quite first. And you just never want a game at this point in the season to be decided, or for that margin to be the difference, because it does leave a bitter taste. I mean, it's upsetting, it's disappointing, because I'm so proud of the performance. Yet, there's in my opinion quite a clear call that wasn't made. Probably the biggest kicker is that's a call that if he makes, he can review. So if he gets it wrong, if it's not a penalty, he can review it and change his mind. But when he doesn't give it, he can't review it. And that hurts even more because, again, I've seen the replay and you won't be able to convince me any other way. It's a penalty.
Coach, Luke and Jackson just played or attended their final game in Luke's case. Can you just speak to what they mean to this program and their impact here, especially this season?
Yeah, they all mean an incredible amount. This has been a really special group. I mean, all the seniors, everyone's been completely bought in. It doesn't matter whether they turned up August for day one, or in Luke's case, they were obviously here before I got back. So, again, to Otto's point, it's sad because I love these guys, I love those boys, and we're going to have to find a new group, and we're going to have to obviously reload and reinforce as we do. but it's obviously really, really sad to know that it's the end of their time with the program, end of their journey with West Virginia, because they've served us so incredibly well. Great lads. It's just a great group. There's no bad eggs. The culture's been incredible this year, and they're just a joy to be around. They really are. So, Luke, Jackson, every single one of them. It doesn't matter which one you want to mention. They've been so bought into what we've tried to do this season. And again, they showed that today. They showed that today. We've just given Clemson an incredible run for their money, and as I said, probably deserve more out of the game.
You just talked about not having Luke today and how difficult that was. You said Monday, anybody in the program can certainly play this game.
Yeah. It's obviously, look, we've been quite fortunate this season that we haven't had too many substantial injuries. Obviously, Dion wasn't with us this year. We'll be excited to get him back in January. But really, outside of that, I wouldn't say we've had anything really, really devastating or long term. So you have to accept that at times there's probably going to be a bit of bad luck, or you're going to get an injury. It probably couldn't have come to a player that's more pivotal in a game like today. He's so dangerous in the transition moments, the energy he plays with, his explosive qualities to pick up second balls, and then just his quality when we can get him on the ball. I thought Cos did exceptionally well. I thought Crooksey did well. But we obviously know what Luke's qualities are in the half spaces, and that was space that was available today against Clemson that we didn't necessarily expect. So, look, we'll never know. I hope he can hang his head incredibly high and be really, really proud of his time with the program and the mark that he's left.
Coach, Clemson's goal scorer hadn't scored in over 2 months. He also had a tall task on the other end of the pitch trying to keep up with Otto. Can you just speak to what he did for them out there?
Yeah, look, I mean, we recruited him before he went to Clemson, so I was aware of his qualities and a number of their players. So, he's incredibly athletic. He gets up and down really, really well. They tried to overload that side a little bit, and it wasn't necessarily an incredible moment until the finish. It was a ball that came out on the diagonal. It had some spin on it that sat up for him. Looked like it was a quick 1-2, and maybe Carlos can just get a little bit closer. But if you're going to smash it in the top corner on the volley, there's only so much we can do. So games like this can sometimes be decided by a magic moment, and obviously he had one. And then I thought, particularly second half, he did a pretty good job of handling Yutaro. He still had his successes as well, but that's no mean feat. So credit to his performance. And look, there's by no means am I critical of Clemson here at all. I think we've played an outstanding team that are absolutely worthy to be in the Final Four. I'm just so proud of the fact that I think we were the better team, and I think we gave such a good account of ourselves.
Last one here.
Coach, Dante only played 3 minutes. He's been really key for you, especially the second half of the season. Is that a tactical thing? Did he have a knock or anything? What was that?
No, I think the manner in which the last games have transpired, he hasn't been able to sustain the quality of performances that we would have hoped, and obviously, we've got other quality players that can play the position as well. We obviously started Thomas today. He's been building back in. This is Thomas's last season. We got to utilize his qualities and his attributes throughout the season, and certainly through the middle of the season where he was really, really playing well. And we just felt with the 3-4-3 that we would be playing against, if the wing-back was going to rush on, that there was no one better in our entire squad than probably Thomas in terms of being able to step in and break that pressure on the dribble. We did some pattern play related to it in training as well to kind of prepare the guys, and it had more to do with that. Dante's a quality player. We're looking forward to getting him back, and today it was someone else's opportunity, and again, that's a credit to the way Dante handled himself, and then the entire squad, and as far as how bought in we've been and selfless to, if it's not your opportunity, it's someone else's, you're going to support them, and we've done that incredibly well this year.
All right, thank you, Coach. Congratulations on a great season. We'll have Clemson out in a moment.